United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the September 9th school board. So we have any additions to the agenda? Hearing none. So, okay, so we'll move on to approval of the agenda. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Vote on your computer, on you can do a verbal vote. I'm sorry, guys, we have Ronnie's on.
While you guys are voting, we had 2 wonderful donations, an anonymous donation for school lunches, and we also had a $5,000 donation from Evergy for the Burlington Early Learning Center. That was absolutely wonderful. We will send them thank yous. Also, we will probably look to do a photo op for the newspaper and get that story in the paper, because anything we can get is wonderful.
Motion carries 6-0. How about we are to the public comment section? No, we're not. Did I miss?
We are. There are no patrons that are signed up, but there are
Okay.
representatives here from NRC.
That's what I was getting ready to go next.
And
So,
do a short
next,
presentation.
moving, we have NRC presentation. Welcome, folks.
Yes.
Good spot, I think. All right, I'm just going to do a quick introduction. I'm Chris Henderson. I'm the senior resident at Wolf Creek. We also have Cody Siegel. He's the resident inspector. He's not at the site right now. He's actually in training this week and next week. And then Susan Gilmore is our site admin assistant, so she makes sure everything runs smooth in our office from there. So we'll just go ahead and get quick started here. I'm just going to give a basic quick overview of the NRC mission overall objective, kind of the history, our reactor oversight process, give a quick plant performance assessment, and really what I'm going to do is open up for any questions for us. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm not going to read it, but essentially all this is we ensure the health and safety of the public and the environment. That is our ultimate mission, is to ensure Wolf Creek operates within the regulatory framework to ensure it's operating to ensure the public health and safety. That's our mission in the NRC, and protect the environment. So what we do, we regulate nuclear reactors, so the commercial like Wolf Creek, nuclear materials that are involved with the fuel cycle itself, nuclear waste, including transport, storage, disposal of, and then also we look at nuclear security, so how they ensure the protection of the planet from anything from sabotage and from that sort, or stealing any of the materials from the plant. All right, what we don't do. We don't regulate any of the weapons, military reactors, space vehicles. That's done by other federal agencies. So myself, I'm private Navy. That was all done internal for the Navy and Department of Energy. We don't own or operate reactors. That's all right. We don't own or operate any reactors, and then we don't regulate radioactive materials such as naturally occurring radon, X-rays, material produced by a particle accelerators. Once again, that's taken care of by other agencies or departments in the state or federal agencies. All right, so actually we are going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary next year, so we've been around for 50 years. Prior to the NRC was the Atomic Energy Commission. They did both the regulating and the publicity for nuclear power, so some individuals in Congress and stuff thought that was a great idea, so we came about in the Energy Reorganization Act of 1974. We're actually an independent agency. We have 5 commissioners, 3 of which can only be from one party, so it can only be 3 Republicans or 3 Democrats at one time on the commission. They're appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, and staggering 5-year terms, and then the president selects who is our chairman, or chairperson, or chair, however they want to be referenced. All right, so we were broken up into 4 regions. Wolf Creek operates in Region 4, which is basically everything west of the Mississippi. And then you have Region 3, which is the upper Midwest, Region 1 is the northeast, and then Region 2 is the southeast. We have a training facility in Chattanooga. We have multiple simulators there that actually provide us training to get ready to become resident inspectors. And we have roughly about 3,000 people that actually work in the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Right. This is just showing all the reactor sites. There's about 2 residents assigned to every site. There are some exceptions. Palo Verde, Oconee have 3, A&O has 3. But the majority of us have at least 2 residents assigned at all times to the station. So we live in the community and are assigned for our 7-year tours. All right, our primary responsibility as residents is emergency response. So if something happens at Wolf Creek, we're the first ones to get the phone call, we're the first ones responding to the site, providing information to the agency itself through our regional and headquarters, and then they coordinate with state officials and local officials for the response. Ultimately, all the protective action requirements and everything else and requests come through the station itself. We just verify that they are making appropriate recommendations. All right, so daily activities for us. We live in the area. I actually live up in Lawrence. The resident lives over in Garnett. So we come in every day, go through the same security checks. We walk down plant material, have meetings with the station. We observe everything that goes on, from meetings to activities out in the field to startup shutdowns. You name it, we're there. We watch training. So we're pretty observant of all the activities going on at the station. And then our reactor oversight process, this is basically how we look at performance for the station. We've got the big cornerstones, so we look at initiating events, so that'd be like reactor trips, shutdowns, the mitigating systems, that's basically how all the systems are used to ensure safety for the station if they would have one of the design basis events, barriers, making sure all the bad stuff stays within containment, and then we look at how they control occupational public health from a radiation safety standpoint, and then we look at emergency preparedness, so how they prepare to make sure they train for the events, and then ultimately we also look at security. And then we base everything on whether the issues are risk significant or not. Wolf Creek is actually licensed response, so it's just baseline inspections. As you go down the response column, the station gets more and more inspections, and they also get more and more oversight from us and communications on a daily basis. So I think the next slide will help out on this. We don't. So basically what happens is that Wolf Creek, let's say they get a white, they go to the next column, they get repetitive greater whites and yellows, they start moving down columns and more oversight. And eventually if we deem them too unsafe, then we will actually have them shut down and not operate. So everything we do is available to the public. Inspection reports, our assessment letters, all the inspection procedures we have, all the licensing actions are all available on our public website. So that's our contact information, so I'll look for any questions for anybody.
So do the residents, do they have to be licensed operators, or?
We are not.
They're not?
Now, I'll caveat that there are some that were licensed operators, whether they're research or test reactors or in the industry itself, they came to work for us. There's also, like myself, I came through the Navy, so I didn't have a license. I had a qualification operator reactor. So that's
That's what
kind
made you smarter, going through the Navy.
Because he was in the Navy.
of, okay, Bob's working over there.
Between the two of you, I've heard plenty about your guys' Navy careers.
So I would say, we come from all different areas. We actually have people brand new from college that come in. We go through an extensive training program itself. It takes us normally about 2 years to qualify. Now, if you have prior experience, it's pretty fast. Cody is actually in training right now at our Westinghouse course, which is three weeks of systems, 2 weeks of tech specs and plant transients, and then 2 weeks in the simulator. So he goes through all that they go through for that. And then he has to do, finally, after all, he gets all the questions and kind of like how the Navy did it, and then he has to go to a board.
Yeah.
And then he gets said, yes, you're qualified to be a resident. So,
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the information, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome to stay, or, it's come on.
If you're bored later, we'll be on the simulator, you can come out.
Thanks for coming in.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, have a good night.
Sounds like he wants to be on the simulator.
Hmm?
Tonight.
Yeah, he had class earlier and he's got
You
simulated
have
later.
tests, you're taking tests.
No,
No, that was last week.
last week.
Okay. Okay, just, written items, we received a thank you from Carol Root. We got a chance to read that. So, with that, move on to administrative reports, and that'd be Darla, please.
Do you have anything to add? Any questions for me?
So what did our enrollment look like compared to last year?
Yeah, I don't know what it's like compared to last year, I mean, I'd say probably about the same.
Nicole,
I was gonna pull up the report, but I
Oh,
don't have the
yeah,
enrollment
that's fine.
numbers right in front of me.
I just wanted to know where we're at.
After the 20th, they will know.
And when's our last count day?
Be coming up on the 20th, when we have our September 20 count day. Let me see.
Looks like a great start.
Yeah.
I like the clown.
So did the kids. Tonight's the big circus.
Yeah.
Do you guys have your own mascot costume?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
we bought it
does, it's
last
not
year.
real, right?
The kids
To
made
scare
it.
preschoolers.
I was not aware that whenever you talked about having the Wildcat around, I assumed it was the one that you see at the high
We
school.
borrowed theirs once and then we're like, we need our own.
Yeah,
They
okay.
had kind of big bangs that look kind of mean.
Yeah, yours is a little more Sylvester the
I
Cat.
got kind of the friendly one.
They need
It's a
some
little more
short,
friendly cat.
What's that?
they need some short to run.
I don't know what you're implying, James.
Okay. So any questions for Darla then?
I don't have any.
Thank you for your report, Darla. Yes, sir, Matt. Question for Matt. Full questions.
That's always in the 8th grade, it's quite the female-male disparity there.
I saw that too. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, wow. Like, that's a lot less.
Okay. No questions for Matt? Jody?
I was glad that you shared about Lillian Lincoln-Felter getting
Yes.
recognized. That's awesome.
Yeah, she does a lot of
Next
things for her, I mean, she doesn't afford, does great things for her community, but how they listed her, and because of it is that she's an employee of Burlington High School.
Yeah.
So our district is getting that recognition that she puts, and she does, we know that she's a phenomenal employee for us, so we're very lucky and proud to have her, our kids are very lucky. The only thing I think probably has gone on since, and I think you guys have been reading, is that, and Taylor can talk about it, is that Thursday's gonna be a very busy day for us, because we're gonna travel to Missouri to play some football. And so our staff has stepped up, because we're gonna have a lot of coverage, and so transportation, and you name all that, because there's middle school stuff going on as well, so that's kind of a new thing that we're, have the opportunity to do.
This is, I didn't hear about this till today, somebody at work was talking about it. This is all because of Osawatomie.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
where's the makeup game at?
Miller, Missouri.
I have no
Two,
idea.
it's between Joplin and Springfield, like
Yeah.
2 hours and 55 minutes or so.
Okay.
But yes, this is a result of Osawatomie. They forfeited their season 1 week before the season started, so.
Now, that was because their seniors and
That's gonna be.
juniors were all, or whatever.
They didn't play, they
have
had
anybody.
a full team of freshmen and sophomores,
Yeah,
and
that's whatever.
they didn't feel
Yeah.
prudent to play a varsity schedule.
Well, and I thought I read online that because they forfeited varsity, they were not allowed to play JV either.
They are playing JV.
They are doing
They
JV.
they had canceled their JV season 2 weeks earlier, so we filled that game with Olpe, because they had canceled their JV season, then they uncanceled their JV season and canceled their varsity. So they don't have any Pioneer League JV games, because we had already
Okay.
filled all those open dates, because they had
That makes
previously
more
canceled their
sense.
JV season.
Yeah,
It was a lot going on.
I was trying to read it in, while I'm laying in bed at 11 o'clock at night, it wasn't confusing.
Yeah.
And they'll all be expected to be at school on Friday.
Yes,
Yes,
we play at 6 o'clock, so the game will be done by about 8:30.
Okay.
They will all be expected to be at school on Friday.
I did have a question for all the buildings. The lunch thing, did we get the
Oh, yeah.
static?
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken
I think,
nuggets
across the board,
and
right?
has that gone better? Or,
They haven't started.
We haven't started.
We just got the vote today.
Okay.
Submitted all the votes today.
gotcha, okay.
It's interesting.
And will be Uncrustables still, or no, everybody's?
I was
think
always
we were
chicken
Uncrustables.
nuggets.
You,
We were also
Now it's
Well, we're
chicken
still
nuggets.
chicken
Now
nuggets.
everyone wants chicken
Everyone
nuggets
wants chicken
across the board.
Everybody join the elementary.
Okay,
I just want to, Darla said, we're still chicken nuggets.
we're still,
We're still chicken
you started the trend.
Elementary kids lead the way.
Well, moving right along from there. Lindsay, you talk that.
I just wanna make sure the lunches,
that's-
I mean,
that's
it's
legit.
been an issue of eating.
They also
It's
just
eating.
chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Just a quick enrollment count real quick from last year, end of the school year in May to now. We're like, it's like 2 or 3 students variance. We're very similar to last year's count. Of course, September 20 is the official date, so anyway.
Is there any, like any prospective students coming or?
Lindsay, how short are you on pairs at this point?
Says, we in high school too, at VES one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd
there it
say
is.
5 or so, and there's gonna be a couple additional moving parts. I do have an interview tomorrow. Applications have slowed, submitted all the substitute ones though for 244, because each district hires their own subs, so, I don't see any of the other potential sub candidates, but, things are going okay. What we're really seeing, I mean, why we really need more, there's no wiggle room, so one person absence or things like that, and then it's really all kind of going up at that point, but the teachers are doing a good job figuring out how to survive, but like I said, our numbers are a lot better right now than they were. I mean, when you figure in, June and even late July, we were at 30.
I was gonna say, if I remember right, the last meeting or maybe at the retreat, you were in double digits still.
Yeah, so to be down to, 5 or 6 is not bad.
Okay.
Okay, any further questions for Lindsay? Oh, speaking of, I'm gonna go back to, because Craig told me it wasn't him. Great job on the tickets, by the way, the mobile tickets.
Oh, we're trying to ease into it to see.
I thought it was fantastic. I actually had several people walk up the gate.
Mhm.
Everybody at the gate wasn't quite sure how to do them, but I was like, don't matter, they bought them anyways, whether they come or not, they just paid for them.
Exactly.
So, I was like, so that's what I was saying, we probably should do a season ticket thing.
Yep, and that's gonna be kind of our next phase, is being able to buy them digitally online. We'll have digital tickets for every event for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And I handed it over after the first game, gave all the stats of how many we sold in cash versus how many we sold digitally to our sports marketing class. And I said, before we play, who's at Prairie View on the 27th, figure out how we can sell more digitally than we do in cash, just to increase. We sold like 57 tickets digital this last time, but we'd only sold 11 before the game, like in advance. So that means however many people came up and scanned the QR code and bought it in the moment, which is cool. So trying to just
Well, I went to the
See how it
game when the
works.
parking lot was completely full, so I told Craig, well, we should sell parking spaces.
start with the Chiefs.
It does get
I
pretty
bet you'd
fancy.
sell them.
So you can plot out your theater, then you can sell your
I know,
theater
that's-
tickets for that place and stuff, so if you want to get super fancy,
Whoa.
you can plot out your seats
I
and then
saw that.
purchase.
Oh,
For
see,
that
that,
seat.
now people will do that.
Yeah.
They were so nice, yeah, so it gets pretty.
Cause you can
fancy.
charge higher.
Sure.
So, speaking of the
Versus
premium
the
spots,
middle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's something we would ever consider, but we were at Eudora over the summer for a niece's dance recital, and they have spots that the seniors can buy for the year, and they can actually paint their parking spots, and then, I mean, they pay a certain amount to do it, and then they have a reserved spot for the year. It was kind of a neat idea.
Say park.
I can do. So anyways, great job, Taylor.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just throw a slap of gray paint over it.
I just want you to know that Craig gave you all the credit. I can thank him, so
I thought it was a neat idea.
Craig, cool, man.
I did too.
You did too. Okay, Mr. Coolman.
I hate to say it out loud, but we've had a really smooth start to the year.
Everyone's
My computer just went black.
But, you know, it really has. It's been a very smooth start to this year. You know, we've got a lot of new staff and they are just really jumping in, technology-wise, and we are getting ready to, can't believe it, but we're getting ready to start sign-ups for parent-teacher conferences. Next week, we're gonna work with like the high school at in-service day on Monday, and hopefully all three buildings, haven't told you yet, but all three buildings put it out on the 18th, which will be 2 weeks to the day before conferences. So utilizing Parent Square some with this, and as well as our Skyward sign-ups.
Okay. Moving on. Craig.
I just have two quick items there. Again, action planning form for the superintendent. Some of the goals that you guys have talked to me about and set in the past. They're on the action planning form. You can review those at your convenience. If there's things that you would like to see added to that, I'll be happy to add those and put those into a list of things and just add into that list of things that you would like to see me do. So it's just a working document. Again, you can review that, send me emails if you'd like to, or just let me know. However, if you want to add some things to that list. And then you have the superintendent's evaluation. That's done once a year before November board meeting. You get that to James. And you guys will most likely go into executive session in November to discuss. And then we'll do administrator contract renewals in December at the DOE meeting. I think Christy has sent that out to you guys. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask me or to ask her. Just a really good start to the year. Good things happening in our buildings and exciting time.
It's not too early to get those evaluations done, because they come at the last minute, they're a little tougher to kind of manage, so. So anyways, as soon as you can, get them. And then we can always adjust if something's happening in the month.
Yeah.
There's a mo-
Yeah,
there's a
that,
motion
you know
on
what,
there?
that was from, a privy, there's no motion needed.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I don't, if I forgot to read that, I apologize. It was a memo of understanding with, yeah. So anyway, I just took care of that. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Board reports, anybody have anything specific to speak about?
Did we talk to, I'm sorry, I don't know the name, about possibly moving forward with the BES? Oh, we're gonna talk to the architect or the,
Yes, and he's got some, You mean about the construction and all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually,
Rendering.
tomorrow, Darla and I are meeting with her staff at the elementary school to share some information.
Okay.
We'll do 2 different meetings. We'll do a 7 to 7:30 meeting and a 3:15 to 3:45, depends on when you want to come. The meeting will be the same meeting, so you won't have to attend both. I do have some, are you talking about some rough estimates on what we would be looking at, or what, help me out, what you?
Well, just like moving, like, if, you know, like we were gonna meet
Just
with
the
staff and
information
going.
gathering, the
Yeah.
renderings and the
Yes,
cost and
they will
the.
see
And
that
public
tomorrow.
meeting and all that.
Yeah, they will see that tomorrow, and I'm gonna look to set up meetings not only at middle school, but also high school for staff that would be interested in hearing and knowing. Then after we get done with those meetings, what we're gonna do is probably ask our staff for input. Are you supportive? Yes or no? We're gonna share with the bonding, possible bond, I say what it would be financial, and the financial implication if you own a $200,000 home, $300,000 home. We'll share that information. We have a rendering that we will share as well, and then have some rough numbers, and they were pretty accurate numbers actually, of if we are doing some, like the repair renovation piece of Burlington Elementary School, with some things that we talked about, like LED lighting, carpet, trying to think, playground, yes, all those different things. A new roof for the elementary school eventually will be needed in the next 4 to 6 years. So there's a lot of different things we've talked about, but and tearing the pillars down in front. So the cost analysis approximately, again, is about $12.3 million. And that's not touching any electrical or any plumbing, any infrastructure type of information. So we will be sharing that information tomorrow with the elementary staff. We'll have a set-up meeting for the middle and high school. And then that's when we'll come back in a week or 2 and look to try to schedule with you guys to do some community advisory, or some community open forum type scenarios.
Okay.
So, yes, thank you for reminding me. But yeah, it's in the works, and I'll send out some information via Friday notes for you
Probably
guys.
October before we do the public stuff.
It could be end of September, 1st of October.
Do you have a PowerPoint or slideshow or something put together to present the elementary?
We do.
Is there any way you can send that out, just
I
so
can
we
do
can
that.
see exactly what's going out to them?
Sure,
Yeah, that way if we get questions, we know what
I will do that.
was presented.
I'll share with you what we're sharing with them tomorrow.
Right, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Thanks, Monique. Okay, moving on. So we talked about the budget earlier on, so we need to adopt the resolution.
Motion to adopt the local option budget resolution at 32.00%. Oh, do you want me to read it? I'm sorry.
Should we read the resolution first
The-
before making them?
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll read the resolution and then.
Okay, sorry about that.
So, that's good, I'll read the resolution. USD 244, Coffee County, Kansas, be it resolution be it resolved that the above named school board shall be authorized to make a local option percentage in an amount of 32% for the 2024-2025 school year. And this certificate basis is certified that the above resolution was duly adopted by the Board of Education of USD 244, Coffee County, Kansas, 9th day of September 2024 by all board members. Now, Monique.
Okay. Make a motion to adopt the local option budget resolution at 32.00% and to establish the 2024-2025 capital outlay fund at 5.000. And that's
Second. Motion second, discussion. Vote on your computer, Ronnie, you can roll call vote. Ronnie, vote.
He voted. Gotcha.
I vote on mine. Yeah. that's
Thank
fine.
you.
Motion carries 6-0.
he stole it, didn't he?
That was the resolution, so then she did the budget, so we're gonna do the budget.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, now, motion to adopt the 2024-2025 budget as presented.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing no discussion, submit your votes. Ronnie?
And as you're voting, a reminder, like I say, we do those building needs assessments, we factor those into the budget, figuring out how we're going to do the budget. But she also has certified teacher linkage meetings, which gives us input on what we need to do in terms of budget, so we do that yearly.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Motion carries 6-0. Okay, with all this discussion with the, building and all that stuff, there is some fees involved with all that, so,
Right.
we have to move forward with that, so this is on the architect fees with Clark Simpson. We have not approved the building project per se yet, we have got to get the information there, so this is the approved architect fees.
So Clark has done a projection of about somewhere between $960,000, what he expects the addition renovation of the BHS ag shop welding area, between $960,000 and $1.1 million, somewhere in that neighborhood. So what we're looking at doing, again, his fees are about 5%. Typically, an architect's fees are somewhere in that neighborhood of 5% of what the project would cost. So that's his amount of $54,850. He takes us from start to finish, he makes sure they're using the right steel, the right block, you get the idea, concrete, he takes everything in place and makes sure that they're all taken care of, whoever we end up doing business with for the welding shop addition renovation. So with that being said,
Just want everybody to know, this is separate for the school.
yes, and we, like I said, we will be looking at, after this is approved, hopefully, we'll be looking at doing a construction management at-risk company to do our project. So they'll come in and we'll interview construction companies that are interested in working with us. So we'll hear from them, they'll give us an idea, Clark will have the plans, they'll give us an idea of what they think it's gonna cost to do the project. So we interview them, we get references from them, we find out what they believe a dollar amount would be, and then we can determine who we want to work with.
Clark, you ready to do this in September then? or-
We'll get the approval here, we're probably going to look to do interviews somewhere end of September, 1st of October. More likely, I'm gonna say it's gonna be October, I should say, most likely it's gonna be October, because we have to put this out for a certain amount of time to allow interested construction companies to come to the table and want to be considered.
And this won't disrupt any of the classes that are being currently held, right?
No, the addition part will most likely be done or be worked on, it can be worked on by not bothering the classes. The summer work for the renovation of the inside of the current welding shop they'll be done in the summer. So it works out well. They can do the addition, let's say January through May, hopefully have that done, and then May, June, July, be ready for the renovation.
So I presume it wouldn't be tied into the building then till summertime?
Yes.
Probably,
Yeah, they
Not
they most likely will not, they won't cut the, perfect, good question. Any other questions you have? Clark will be here during the process, the interview process for the CMAR with us.
So entertain a motion for this.
Motion to propose proposal for architect fees not to exceed $54,850 for the BHS ag shop addition project.
Second.
Motion, second, Bob got you. Ronnie. Motion seconded, further discussion? Vote on the issue. Motion carries 6-0. Motion to recess in the executive session for 20 minutes to discuss matters pursuant to non-elected personnel exception under the former grade job performance and to return to open session. Mr. Henry will at that time, including Craig Marshall.
Second.
Any discussion? Submit your vote.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Motion to recess into executive session for 10 minutes for matters which would be deemed privileged to the attorney-client relationship regarding, well, we moved on to the next one, so.
James, do we need to take action?
Oh, I'm sorry, let's back up, yes, thank you, Luke, appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna move back to the executive session following. And, where was this suggested?
Yeah,
As of today.
I know I saw it earlier.
Let's say, see if it doesn't populate for you.
Huh?
Does it populate for you?
No.
Scroll down, there's that,
Yeah.
bolded, bolded sentence right in the middle screen.
I guess what's that?
Oh, right above all the links.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
You made it
I'm
so-
sorry, I didn't read that.
You made it so big and bold.
Yeah, exactly, I can't read the bold stuff.
Yes.
Okay,
So sorry.
apologize, folks. Motion to terminate Sarah Faircloth as of August 23rd, 2024, following action of executive.
Today.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not the date we talked about.
September 9th. Today.
September 9th, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay,
excuse me. Thank you.
okay.
I'll second.
Motion second, discussion. Submit your votes. Motion carries 6-0. Now, moving on. Executive session. Motion recess in the executive session for 10 minutes for matters which would be deemed privileged to an attorney-client relationship regarding potential litigation under Tacoma to include Craig Marshall and Luke Soba by phone.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Switch vote. Okay, debriefing. Anyone have anything? Okay, very good. So, nothing else,